Hey, is everybody on? I see a few names.
Hello, are we supposed to be hearing anything?
Yes, can you hear something?
Oh yeah, now I can.
That's good. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get on here and we'll talk through what's going to happen. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Ray, are you doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well. This is like my worst nightmare to do math online.
I know. I'm sure you're not alone in that regard.
I know, I can't believe I saved the worst for last. This is what happens when you save the worst for last. This is exactly a life lesson. You just get stuff, you get the challenging stuff done, you get it out of the way, and then you move on, or else a pandemic happens and it's harder than it was.
Hey, you can't help that.
I know. How are you doing? How are you and your family doing with everything?
Everybody's well. So working from home from another job, it's just it's difficult because there's no separation between church and state, so to speak. It's just work and home, and it's all blending together.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Other people coming
Oh,
on.
at least
Good.
everybody is.
Hey, Cal, how are you?
I can't complain. I can't complain.
Are
So
the
no need,
are the buses still running? Are you still driving?
sadly. Sadly.
Is there a
Which
lot
is
less? Is there a lot less
it,
people?
yeah, it's a lot less, but keeping the buses running defeats the purpose of shutting down um whatever our state, because you're just giving people more opportunities to leave their
True.
houses. Yeah.
Are they observing the 6 feet rule?
No, because you have a bus full of people. There's no way to do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, even when I go to our division, the garage, there's always more than like 10 to 15 people like in a like there's just for us, there's no work constantly breaking rules. I don't understand the logic, but who am I? I'm just a bus driver. Just a bus driver.
Oh boy, you're never just a bus driver, Keller. Never just.
Well, thank you for trying to make me feel better. I appreciate it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look at what I posted in D2L or what I sent you via email, but I'll bring that up and we'll talk about that first, and then we'll see where this goes from there. So let me share my screen. That is the good stuff here. And let me do a view as a full screen here. All right, so let's talk about the plan, right? So the plan is the lectures are going to be online videos. So I'm going to take each example, I'm going to break it down. I got a pen that I can write with that will translate my writing to the screen. So you'll see the examples just like you would see them in class on the virtual whiteboard. You'll see me writing them. I'm going to try to also do one example. So now, I'll do an example from the book and I'll try to do like one problem from the problem set, probably an even one, so that you get an idea what that looks like. But it'll probably be 2 different videos for that. One that shows the example from the book, the other one that shows the problem from the problem set. And that way you can watch it as many times as you need to get it. And then we'll meet, regular class days from 7:30 to 8:10, because they only get 40 minutes on Zoom per session, to talk about any questions that you have regarding the videos that you will watch. So I think it's a best mix of both worlds. Well, I'd love to do each lecture live. I was advised against it in case everybody starts using Zoom and it starts cutting out. So at least we'll have the videos to go by in case that happens. But that's why I'm not doing the lectures straight up and just on doing Zoom, just doing this for our questions and answer period, really. But we'll do it, Mondays and Wednesdays, that kind of thing. Attendance is still important, so I will be taking attendance. I can see who is here. already, I'll be marking that down because it's still important that you at least, put an effort in here. But as far as homework goes, what you did was already done. That is your homework grade. If you're missing some assignments, though, and you want to make it up, work with me. We'll figure it out how we can do that to get it made up there. I know some of you have some missing assignments. Others of you are all done. And if you're all done, you're good to go. So if you look on D2L and it says your homework is 100%, then you know that you're 100%. If it doesn't, then contact me. We'll figure out what you're missing and how you can make it up to get you up to 100%. Because there's really, at this point, no excuse for anyone not to have 100% on the homework. So I'm willing to take late homework. I'm willing to take anything because I want you guys to all succeed in this class. I know it's different and times are different, that we had to move this online, but I still care about each one of your progresses, and I want all of you to succeed and do well. And the way I look at it is this: nobody's going to get any worse of a grade at this point. You can only improve. So everybody's passing at this point, so no one's going to not pass this class. I'm hoping everybody gets B's and A's, though. That's what I'm really hoping that this will go down for. So it's up to you guys to make it happen, but I think we can work together to make this make it what it is. Now, we still have 2 exams, and the way I'm going to do exams is I'm going to post the exams on D2L. So I will be posting it Wednesday night. You'll have a set amount of time to do the test and then to email it back to me. So you'll print it out or do whatever you're going to do, write on it, take a picture of it or scan it in or whatever's your best method to get it back into electronic form, and then email it back to me. Like I said, I'll try to have it up by I don't know. I haven't figured out the time yet. Or maybe I did it on the next slide. I figured time's out already. Excuse me. And then you'll have so much time to do it. So I'm thinking like 5 hours or so. It's going to be the same format as they've always been. It'll be, roughly 10 questions. You get to skip 2. And since you got extra time to do it in theory, if you want to do them all, I'll just skip your worst ones for you. So that's an added advantage if you want, or sometimes you'll just look at one and maybe you'll just say, there's no way in heck I'm doing that one, so I'll just skip it. But if you have the time and you want to just do the best that you can, great, and do them all, and I'll just skip your 2 worst ones for that. So as far as grades go, same scheme as described in the syllabus, except we're not going to do the project anymore. So I'm taking that away. And so our exams are going up in credit a little bit. So instead of being 15% each, now they're 20% each. And that'll make up the difference for, I think, where we're at as far as grade goes. Because we're only going to have 3 total tests now, so only 2 more. So I think that does it as far as what they're worth. So their exams are worth a little bit more, so including the one you already did, and most of you did pretty well on that, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I think that sets us up for a good rest of the semester as well. Now, as far as your project goes, again, project's no longer required. If you started it and you're like, I really want to do it because I started it, then you certainly can. I'll just take it for extra credit now, and I will take it for extra credit on the exam we just did or any of the 2 upcoming exams. And if you do it, I'll give you 20 extra credit points, and I'll distribute them whatever way is going to help you best. So again, getting an A hopefully shouldn't be really hard at this point. There's great opportunity to do some extra credit if you need to, and having 5-ish hours to do a test, even if it is in the evening. I know, Kella, I'm sorry about that for you because you have to get up so damn early. But I think it can work. I think it'll give us the best advantage to you guys learn something, 1, and 2, hopefully do well and not have this tank your GPA or anything. Questions so far about anything?
Oh, good.
I'm good too.
Everybody's
So
good?
Are we doing a lecture tonight or going over the whole?
No. So we'll get to the next slide there, Ray. That's a good question. I'm trying to ease us into this. I didn't want to just throw everything at you night 1 or day 1 or whatever it was. So, all right. So you have the resources. You all made it to Zoom. Obviously, that's great. Hopefully you get a chance to go to YouTube here. I haven't started posting our videos yet. I've been busy making them. So it takes a little bit longer to make a video than I guess I've been used to. I'm trying to edit them so at least they have some semblance of professionality to them, at least some semblance. I mean, I'll do what I can. And then the calculator is a great 90-day trial. You get it for free. And that way, because especially in the next chapter, there's a lot of calculations that we'll have to be doing. And I can do those and show those to you on video. And if you have that calculator, then you can follow along yourself when you have that. So rather than trying to use your iPhones or your Androids or your own calculators, this is a great way to do it, especially because it's a setup with your pencil or pen, and then really it's just inputting it all in the calculator, and the calculator does all the brunt work. And that's a really pretty much all of chapter 8 goes the same way. All right, so let's talk about the schedule. So here is the schedule. I know there's a little bit of lag, so we'll give it a second to show up there. Since Ray's the only one I can see on video. Ray, can you see the schedule here? Give me a thumbs up or something if you can see it.
No, I can't see it.
Oh, I can see it.
I can see it.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Well, I don't know, Ray. What, are you just looking at yourself? I mean, everybody else is seeing it.
I'm looking. I'm looking at the
Wow.
screen. You know, I was trying to be nice so you weren't just talking to a screen of names and making it more interactive. And then, you know, of course, we'll get bags on.
Hey, anybody else, feel free to bring in your video. That's fine. You don't have to. Feel free. Hey, there's Oscar.
There you go. Hi, Oscar. I'm sad. All this disconnection, guys. Let's get together. Yeah.
There's Madeline. All right.
Madeline. Thank you.
Excuse me. Yay. All right. Getting some. I don't feel so alone out here in the universe, I guess. Hey, Oscar, I got to ask, since you have my video, have you been, since you've been self-quarantining, have you been able to watch it?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, I've been watching that and every other rom-com on like Netflix. I just finished Love Is Blind. It's a really good series. You
Oh,
should watch
nice.
That was the end
Oh
of
my
the
gosh,
episode.
that show,
it. Isn't it great?
Oh, let's
It's
not
so
even get
great.
started.
It stresses me out, to be honest. I cannot.
the whole
I
time
was
I'm
too
like,
much. I
oh
was
my
getting
gosh,
confused.
she just
I
said
know.
that, or
I was like, nope.
The reunion.
Hey, there's Jenny. There's Kella. All right. Nice to see you, ladies. All right, let's talk about the schedule then. All right. So, like I said, I'm trying to ease us into this a little bit. So tonight we're going to just talk about, you know, what's going on, and a little bit of test prep, as in, like, I will give you the examples to study from for the exam. Then we'll have that on Wednesday. And then, you know, Wednesday, since I've given you stuff to study, Wednesday will be just like a regular test prep time, where I'll say, all right, what questions do you have about the stuff that I assigned you? And you get to say, you know, can you do something like this? And then I'll do it. So just so you're prepared, ready to go. And then I'll post the test by 8 p.m. and then it's due by 1 a.m. So that should give you hopefully plenty of time to get it done to go from that. Then next Monday, we'll be going over the test results. So again, nothing really to do. Once you do the test, then you're kind of good. We'll go over the tests and figure out what all the right answers were so that we're all prepared. And then next Wednesday, the videos start. So, and just like class, just have one section per night. So I say 8.1 videos. I don't know how many videos that'll be. I haven't looked at how many examples that's going to be yet, but probably, you know, 1 to 4 or 5 examples, and then, you know, 1, 2, 4 or 5, you know, problems from the back that will hopefully simulate that. That's my goal anyway. Hopefully I'll be able to close on that. And then, you know, we stay that way until we get to, you know, 4:29. Then we got another test coming up, and that's it. So we'll have another test, and then if there's anybody who wants to do their project presentations, we'll do it by a Zoom here too, and I think that'll work just well. Again, completely optional though, so if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. If you still want to do it for extra credit, just let me know ahead of time so I know how much time to reserve, I guess. If nobody does it, then I guess we'll be done on the 4th. And we won't have a 6th and 11th class, but if there's presentations, then we'll have 6 and 11. That's kind of optional time. So.
Can I do my project?
Who's this?
I need to do mine
Liz.
too.
Yeah, yes, Liz, you can totally still do your project. It's, you can do it. It's extra credit, so it'll help you on any exams
mine
or whatever.
is just gonna be mine's just gonna be what we talked about, but
Yeah.
I'll just present it over the Zoom.
Yeah, I think that's great. So
Right.
I figured you might. That's why I wanted to give that option if you'd already started. I didn't want to say, like, don't do it, and you're like, but I already started, have all this work done. So
Yeah, mine's done, so I can present it. I mean, I know the tests are not gonna be the best, so I need that. So yeah.
Well, see, that's why I wanted to give you that option so that you have the wiggle room on the test a little bit. And of course, I'll be grading the test maybe just slightly easier than normal too, because you guys are not with me and I can't give you help along the way. So I definitely take that into consideration.
All right.
All right. Any other questions about the schedule, or how are you feeling right now?
So will the Zoom videos be posted on a Zoom website or on D2L?
I think I'm posting them on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, that's right. And your YouTube channel, we can find that through D2L under content. No?
or in
Or it
this
should be under
attached document here.
announcements. Yeah, or on this attached.
Oh, right there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to include it to make it easy for you.
Okay, well, I can't click on that through Zoom, though, so this is on D2L, right?
Yeah, it's on D2L. I did email it to you through D2L, and it is posted on our front page of D2L and announcements.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I try to do both. Like your test, I'll do the same thing. I'll post it on the announcements, and then I'll send each of you an email through D2L that have it attached. So that way, one way or the other, you're going to get it, and there's not going to be like, I never got it. And that way also, if you didn't get it, if you can't find it by like 8 p.m., or let's say slightly after, give me 5 minutes. If it's not there by 8:05, check in with me. Let's figure out what's going on. So, because, every minute counts to a certain extent. I mean, if you get it done an hour, great. If you need all 5 hours, more power to you. So again, I just want you to have as much time as possible to take care of what needs to be taken care of. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Is that a cat in your background? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can
What's
we
your
use
question?
Desmus on the test?
What is Desmus?
It's an algebra calculator.
Sure.
Okay.
How would I know anyway?
And how do you download that? Just by reference or?
The calculator here, I'll post it in the
Me.
chat. It's just like that.
Oh, it's an Oli. Okay, clutch.
Is this free or something, or what do I need
Yeah,
to?
it's completely free. It's just it's basically a graphing calculator. It's just online.
Oh, nice. Because I can't
Cool.
still jump.
Oh, that's so cool. We can go see the link and everything. This
Yeah.
Zoom thing is cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wanted to do the lectures this way, but I was advised against it. Just, I guess, again, because of our time limit and other things. But it is pretty cool.
And then I think you never know if the connections can get a little off. So if you're explaining and then it cuts out, we'd kind of lose the explanation. It'd be difficult to
Yes.
understand.
Very true. And I think with video, we get at least more stable that way. And like I said, the one thing I think is great about it is you can watch it once and say to yourself, I don't think I got that, and then watch it again. Or in Ray's case, watch it again and again and again. So
Walk through it as you do the homework.
exactly. That's the other thing, right? Yes, exactly, Madeline. You can, as you see it, you can say, all right, I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to pull my own example up and start doing it and kind of do it in time. So I think it offers a lot of advantages that doing it through Zoom doesn't necessarily offer. All right, no more questions about the plan. We're good. Feeling sort of confident, maybe a little, except for Liz, who doesn't feel confident at all about tests.
Regarding the homework, is all the homework that it's being done is from that we've already turned in from the first exam, or is that including the one we've turned in for the second one?
No, that's a good question, man. I just cut it off at the first test. So
For the first test? Okay.
Yeah, chapters 2 and 3, that homework, whatever you had done there, I said that's good enough. I don't want it. You guys, I'm assuming will still do homework, but I don't need to see it all the time. You're going to do it and you're going to get it, or you're going to do it and you're going to have questions, or you're going to do it and you're not going to have questions. I mean, those are the three things. And when you have questions, I expect you to raise those in our Zoom sessions here, and we'll get it taken care of. So.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I want to offer real fast too is that, many of you are in the lab class after this class, and we'll have a Zoom session and talk through that as well. But if you wanted to attend that, if you're still having other questions and you wanted to attend that lab session, you are more than welcome to. Just let me know and I will get you the Zoom URL so you have that. I know Oscar's been coming to that class. So Oscar, I was going to send that to you via email if you're still cool with it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. But if anybody else wants to, you're certainly welcome to as well. I'm happy to share, and it's just a time when we go over problems, and it's extra time that we can use for that. So if you're not getting enough out of this first session, we're going to break for 20 minutes basically when this session's over, and then we'll start up another one for that one. So that's kind of the plan for that. I think I cut somebody off. I'm sorry. Who was going to ask a question?
I was just going to ask about the lab, but you kind of answered.
All right, covered the lab. All right. Yes. So yes, essentially, it'll just be like this. It'll be another just question and answer period where we do that. But we've got some other little housekeeping to go over in that, Jenny. So hopefully that won't take as long as this is going to take today for this first session anyway, at least of our regular class.
Okay.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go over it like we did in class. I will just turn through my book here and tell you the examples that I think are relevant. And then when we're done, I'll go ahead and post this on D2L as well. So if you miss something, or you're not writing fast enough, or if you're just playing with your cat or something, or whatever you're doing. Oscar, I don't want to know what you're doing. All right. Well, Oscar has the most fun background, apparently. I don't know what's going on back there, but it works. Wait, now Jenny's doing something. All right. Jenny, I don't know what you're doing either, but okay. It's all good. All right. So yeah, I'll post it on D2L when it's done, and I will do it like, section 7.1 examples, X and Y or whatever. So it'll be there in case you missed something. All right. So let's go over what I think is good to study for the exam. Again, the exam is going to be roughly 10 questions, same as we've had before. And again, you have the ability to skip 2, and next time we'll go over this as well. So everybody we'll all be on the same page anyway. So I'm going to start on page 306 of our book, which is where chapter 7 starts. And let me just page through this here and tell you the examples that I think are relevant. All right, I found one here. The first one is on page 310. It is example 2. So 310, example 2 is the first one. Using intercepts to graph. Let's see here. All right, page 312. Example 4 is another good one to focus on. And that's it for section 7.1. Well, I really boiled that down into it's really, the essence of it. All right, so then 7.2 starts on page 319. And I see right away example 1 on page 319 is a very good example. I see another one. I have to apologize for my barking dogs. I have 4, and they bark at everything. I'd never really noticed that. I mean, I've noticed that, but when you're working from home, you notice it every time something happens. Apparently, my dogs think anybody walking in front of our house is a threat, including on the other side of the street. So, oh boy. All right. Example 3 on page 321. So 3 on 321. That's a good one too. Using 2 points to find a linear equation. Let's see here. That's it for 7.2. Another 2 ones to really focus in and study from. 7.3, modeling with quadratic equations here. This starts on page 328. Page 329, example 3 at the very, very bottom is a good one to do. Solving using the quadratic formula to solve an equation. Same with example 4 on page 330, graphing a quadratic equation. Now, just because I let you use a algebra calculator that may show you where the graph actually is, doesn't mean you get out of like showing the work to do it. So should you provide me a graph and no work, that would be no points. Just to get that out there, since Owen is slick with the technology there, which I appreciate, by the way, Owen, so thank you. All right, page 338, where 7.4 starts. Example 1 on page 339 looks excellent. Paging through, example 4 on page 342. So 342, example 4 is also excellent. And that's it for 7.4. Man, I really boiled this down. All right, then we get to 7.5, which starts on page 349, technically. And example 1 on page 350 is a good example. And example 6 on page 354 is another good example. So 6 on 354. And we're not going to do 7.6. We just ran out of time for that. So we're scrapping that to kind of get us back on track a little bit. And so that's it for chapter 7. So I've given you your marching orders to study from. So next time we'll start with questions about any of that stuff. So I will be happy to do actual work. So let me demonstrate what that's going to look like so you have an idea. Because they do have a whiteboard here that's pretty cool. If anybody's ever seen the whiteboard here on Zoom. But there's the whiteboard, and I have a pen. So I get to write cool things here for us. So like, how's that? Everybody can see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. So we'll be able to do problems and all kinds of fun on this. So, and the other thing is, I don't know if anybody's used Zoom a lot, but if I write something up and you have a question on it, you can use your own pen to kind of highlight any part that you're not aware of. And while you can't erase my work, you can erase your own work when you're done with it. So if you have to call attention to it, if your words aren't doing it justice, you have your own pen to be able to do that, or you can use your mouse to do that. I could use my mouse too, but the writing would look like I'm in one of Liz's classes, I guess. So I try to get myself a little pen here so that I can write on the computer or on my little pad here and make it look pretty cool. So, all right. Any other questions to end here? I'll give you back some time of your day. I appreciate everyone being here so far. It's been I've enjoyed everyone being here. I know that it could be a pain to do class online, especially math class, and so I'm sure we're all a little intrepid for how this is going to go. But I think we'll do what we can. We'll give it our best. So I don't want everybody to worry about your grades too much. I am conscious of that. I am also conscious of everyone being nervous about this, and we'll get through it together. I promise you that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Lab people, I'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, we're coming back at 8:30 tonight?
Yes. We got a few things to talk about. We'll keep it short.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
What? Get out of here. Hi, Oscar.